Whether or not people have broken it down as such, we all know that the things that I'm about to say are true. Long ago, when man spread out, the most civilized and evolved people were actually the African people, the black African people that through the trade route cult center of Nekhen civilized Egypt, and from there civilization spread to the world. Yes, there were Sumerians doing a little something, but it was writing and insignificant nonsense compared to the martial art principles that these black African people brought to the world. When people don't understand this, they don't know who they are. Moses said to God in the Bible, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and lead the Israelites out of Egypt? The Lord thy God is a warrior. Okay? It was clear. The West had mostly accepted the Bible as true, and the reason why it was true, they accepted this kind of Old Testament warrior narrative that led to Jesus saying he brings a sword and dramatic warrior-like events in Revelation, etc. Nobody ever argued that these principles were true. They argued, they twisted it and made it seem like the white guys and these other guys were the real warriors. Utter rubbish. The Romans themselves referred to the masses of Europeans as barbarians. The civilized people were the people in the Middle East and in North Africa to the Romans, and then of course themselves. Okay, the Greeks, the Romans, North Africans, right, Egyptians, and these kind of the remnants of the Babylonians in the Middle East. It's open and shut. These were the more mixed Europeans, not the more white Europeans in the north, according to their own scale, at least. And certainly when we look at the history of human migration, it suggests that as well. It's also the difference between the leopard and the lion. The lion is a big brute that throws its weight around. The leopard had the intelligence to make itself the true sovereign among the animals by mastering its ability to strike out and determine which battles to fight, and to carry its prey up a tree and to run around the trees like it's nothing. The leopard has the true martial art form. The lion has some kind of brute wrestler, brute boxer, kind of gay Spartan form compared to the true focused masculinity of the leopard when we look at the animal kingdom. The dragon is the G nerd, the Jew nerd, the gay nerd. That's why it's jujitsu and judo. Okay? Now, I'm not anti-Semitic. This is their wordplay. This is the white-skinned people's wordplay, and they're among them. Martin Luther King says something very interesting, and this also is very appropriate for this video. He said, I have a dream that my 4 children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. Let me say it 2 more times so you all understand why I'm not racist. By the content of their character. I'm part black, part white. I have Jews in my family. I have, Asiatic-looking Nigerians in my family, historically. The content of their character, not by the color of their skin, but their content of their character. Now, what are we talking about here? How well they can assimilate into a Western society? How much money they make in a crony capitalist society where money is the root of all evil? No, that is a bitch made scale. That is a gold-digging bitch made scale. We are looking at moral precision, moral conviction, moral worth, moral conviction as the content of the character. Moral intelligence, moral will, moral clarity, moral maturity, moral toughness. If you cannot look past the sabotage that causes me to wear glasses and to be skinnier than I used to be, okay, and see the warrior still within that's being drugged and fumed, you're an idiot. Can you tell that an elephant is still an elephant if it lost 100 or so pounds? Could you tell a lion is still a lion if it got a little skinny? Then why can't you tell that I'm the most ideal man there ever was, the Omega, which means the great, it means the ending. The ending of what? The warrior spirit of God in this world, which has accepted Babylon's system, and a light will never be seen in her again after I'm gone. Why can't you understand that? That's the truest interpretation of Revelation. Everything else, this idea of actually bringing heaven to earth, is garbage. The ability to connect to heaven as an earthling will pass away. Heaven will never pass away. It will be somewhere out of reach for all of you who have defied God to such an extreme. Nature and mature are connected. Nature versus nurture. When you reach the Western bitch in the New World Order, Western, Eastern, or any other bitch that dominates the New World Order and splits the pie. Okay? With your maturity, do you realize that live is evil backwards? Just like in Chinese Connection, the movie, in the movies. And we're trying to spell it out for you. Who says life is preferred when Bruce Lee went out in a blaze of glory and then dies in real life under suspicious circumstances? They love their symbolism hidden in plain sight, etc. So Martin Luther King's dream in terms of the nation in this world ultimately has failed. His children and his offspring will never live in a world where they will be judged by the content of their character in truth. Just mental health, namby-pamby, new age bitch shit, and hypocritical religious bitch shit. They will never truly be judged fairly. Because if you were truly judged fairly by the content of your character, I would be given my rightful place. And when I'm gone, people would kill themselves. So they're smart enough to say, I'm going to behave, I'm going to respond, responsibility, respond. I'm able to respond and give you your rightful place. And women dating guys based on their moral worth and not their white privilege skin color and their token minority, feeding off white privilege bitch ass fraternity fucking advantage. They did not do that. They will never do that. I promise you. Because living itself is evil. If they ever come into the state of mind that it takes to do that, they must know nobody has any moral worth. They're from the lines that cheated this guy, and they cannot possibly naturally, which is the only moral way to do it, produce someone anywhere near worthy to connect to God. Life itself is stealing from God in the shithole planet that he's allowed you to steal from him from. And while you're whining like a bitch as a thief in the night, as a lowly common thief, saying, why, what kind of a God would do this with a thong on? At his mercy at that, as a stupid, evil, immature thief. A common thief stealing from God, you fucking hypocrites, you rainbow cowards, as a common thief stealing from God, as you complain. Know that your lives themselves are pure evil, pedophile, forged garbage. You have no business being alive. If you are not going to serve God, why are you alive? I am the covenant, the monarch, the ark of the covenant. I'm the covenant with humankind. If you obey God through me, you're communicating to him that you're willing to obey him in the afterlife. If you do not, you're done.